Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network, and we got a lot of red bubbles, guys. Job numbers came in, and they were not good. But there's worse things than just the job numbers, guys. It's the revisions for May and June. If Daniel Barnes is in the house, someone snuck in the back door and put a changed report on the back table without telling anybody, guys. May and June revised job numbers, revised 258,000 jobs. Oof, gone just like that. So look at the red shirt, Peaky Blinders. I'm staying focused. Staying focused. We're doing that today. We're just going to focus on where we need to be buying at. But overall, guys, yeah, the numbers were not good on the job numbers that came out. The revisions were way worse. Top it off, Trump went back and wrote an executive order on some reciprocal tariffs, anywhere from 10 to 41%. We're breaking all that down today. We're going to talk about the levels. We talked yesterday, and I said, look, we might go to 120. I thought we were going to go to 120 first and then pull down to close out the max pain on longs. OC was definitive that it was going to go the other direction and go down, and he was right. Absolutely was. But we cleared that area. So the area that we told you for max pain for longs at 114,500, I think it was like 114,477, it got hit. Guys, we're continuing down right now, currently sitting at $114,144 right now. I am watching this level right now. It's a 382 level fib, but new max pain on those long guys, 106. Are we heading down there, or is there a 200% run up coming in Bitcoin? We're going to break it all down right here today on the Morning Market Report. You guys know what time it is. Get your pen and paper out. It's time to take notes. Class is in session. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Let's go ahead and jump over here and let's bring up OC because we got a lot of stuff to unpack today, OC. A lot. Like, we got to go through all this economic data. We had some that just came out, a bunch more. I just showed you that list. It was like 15 different items getting ready to happen right now on the economic report. We got a couple of articles. We got to talk about TradingView, AI, and the huge scam that's going on. Seriously, it's pretty important. I want to talk about it. LBC looked at a little bit last night, but I want you guys to know about a video because it's pretty scary how accurate or how real the YouTube page looked, and they got a lot of people, and they also did some sneaky backdooring on how to get money off of an exchange with whitelisted addresses and 2FA. So they're getting smarter, they're getting better every day. So username said my $113,000 order has been waiting to be filled, about time. So there you go. OC, what do you think of the sell-off? I told you a little bit about what's going on with the tariffs and the job numbers, but your thoughts on this? Are you concernicus?
Well, I am a little bit. This is just the beginning, I think, of a snowball effect. Is it going to be like major or something that we really need to worry about? It's unknown at this point. If we just take a look at the 4 hours on Bitcoin, for example, which is breaking through the dynamic reactor. So well, there we go. So we are breaking through the dynamic reactor here. Let me just clear this up so I don't give you a spoil here. But we were talking about, right, where the price action was just hovering over here, and then we slowly creeping up with the dynamic reactor, and we didn't push as far for example here. We broke through, or we push it, but we did not broke through over that range. That is not such a quite good area. If we start going to daily, well, there's not much to be worried here. I mean, we can still go for that 50% retracement and 113-ish. In fact, Piper was calling this out as a fair value gap, and look at that, we might be just going to hit the center of that fair value gap. And remember, we also have another entry at 110, and that will be just a absolutely turning bearish, right? So after that, maybe we can go back below this area of range, and that will be a little hard to recover, but not impossible. But so far, we're getting very close to bouncing zones, so let's be careful, because despite this all seems like it is going to dump farther. Yes, we can go a little lower, but we're getting very close to areas where we start reversing. So is it going to be as bad as we think? Probably not. probably not. But talking into the not in Bitcoin, but we'll need to also take a look at what's going on with the jobs revisions, because you were showing up some numbers, especially the revisions, and I don't know what they have between their hands, but I think once again the narrative, because the revision size, it is just incredible. I mean, is it like really? But yeah, other than that, let's see how they handle those revision numbers, because not looking good.
No, not at all, not at all. And it could be for Bitcoin. I want to explain why. I'll do that afterwards. We'll do that afterwards. You guys stick around. Daniel Barnes, I see you, bro. You got the back door. You got to watch the classroom door there, man. That's your job today. They snuck in some job numbers on revisions on us. They came in the room, put it on the back table, and just left. Didn't even tell us, hey, there's new numbers here. But we found them. We got them. We got them. So, all right, guys, let's jump into the news. Let's talk about this and let's take a look at what we're seeing here on the metrics right now. Let me get my adjustment. There we go. Looking at the metrics right now and Into the Cryptoverse, guys. Crypto market cap is currently sitting at $3.715 trillion. The trend on this is at $4.142 trillion. We're currently undervalued 10% now, 10.3% to be exact. Looking at the crypto wristbands for Bitcoin, we're currently at 57%. It's still a 2x DCA, so let's go. Let's get it. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, though, look, back up to 61% when you include stablecoins. Take them out. We're back at 65.4% and moving back up now, guys. Bitcoin dominance regaining right off that level that OC said, watch for support here. There you go. It's happening. So let's go over and take a look here at into the X zone here, guys. I got a lot on X. Holy cow. Holy balls, as it was on the thumbnail this morning, guys. Fear and greed index sitting at 65 right now, and it's probably going to be lower because this was when we were at 115 and we're lower now. So Alex O Crypto, bro, I hope that your drive is going well, man. He is driving across the country in Canada. So if you need to give me a call later, bro, I'm here for you. Don't get bored on that drive and start to get drowsy. So there's a whole lot of nothing in Canada, if you guys don't know. So shout out to Alex O Crypto joining us here. I appreciate you, man. Let's talk about, we'll come back to that, actually. We'll come back to that, too. There is one in here that I wanted to show you guys. Yeah. Homes on the market. Homes now spend longer on the market than pre-pandemic norms. Median 58 days in July. This is a little update for you guys. If you're trying to sell a house or buy a house, it's a buyer's market right now. And if you're a seller, well, there you go. Alex O said, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with unemployment and jobs. Oh my God, Powell late as fuck. There, I'll say it for you. Yes, he is. Mr. Too Late, Alexander G said. We're going to watch this video here a little bit later. We're not going to watch the whole video. It's 10 minutes long, but I want to show you guys this. And shout out to Digital Asset News. Rob, a good buddy of mine, lives in El Paso. I'm going to show this video today. If we get demonetized, I don't care if we're playing this. It is what it is. But you guys need to see how realistic this looks and what happened to the guy that actually followed this. So, and I saw someone in our chat saying that they got scammed with the same thing. Man, my heart goes out to you, bro. This thing was really good. When you look at it and you look back, you can probably see all of the, hey, we just got a new member too. Yoda, the 123. I appreciate you, bro. Welcome. And thanks for joining us. So I don't feel bad. It looked super good. Matter of fact, when I saw it, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh man, this is going to really hurt the algorithmic indicator suites, right? But yeah, it was a scam. So let's go talk about the stock market. Let's get into that. Guys, looking at the stock market here, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, all in the red today. It looks like the Russell 2K has left the building. I'll refresh it here. Russell 2K just said, no, I don't exist. Russell 2K down 2.62. The NASDAQ's down 2%. S&P's down 1.64. And the Dow Jones is down 1.5. So this is not the narrative of the, what's that man called? The not Method Man. You know what I'm talking about. Someone drop it in the chat. But we always hear other people talk about it, that he's coming and taking your money. No, he's not. This is a market sell-off. This is market risk off right now. Look at the Asian market overnight, all in the red. Okay. Look at Europe, all in the red. Bonds market, all in the red. Oil, all in the red. Everything's red, guys. This is horrible, except for gold. It broke $3,400 today. Silver is back up to almost 37. Copper is up, not as much as it's down. It's dropped like 25% yesterday, but it's up 1% today. Platinum is up 0.28 and palladium up 1.01%. So precious metals, they're making the rally. Composite Man, thank you, BC. Thank you, username. Composite Man did not come to take your money. Everyone just sold and got liquidated. That's what happened. So let's go take a look over here at. I want to get into these. I want to talk about the job numbers later too. Sorry, I had a lot to pull up this morning, guys. So this is out of order. I apologize. In the past 24 hours, 192,536 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations come in at $813.47 million. Largest single liquidation order happened on Binance. It was Ethereum for $13.7 million. So ouch. Shout out to FD White Invest, guys. I see you there, FD. Appreciate you, bro. If you guys are not following FD White, you need to. He's in our credits at the end. Like, we give shout out to him. He's one of our partner channels here. So appreciate you being here, man. Okay, let's go talk about alt season. Where are we at in alt season? Not close. We're about 30 points on the index away from alt season even being a thing. That is when we hit this blue zone here. Guys, we're heading back down towards the bottom of this zone. Alt season getting further and further away as we speak. And we told you this on the show last week. And then I said, look, you might want to consider taking 50% profit on XRP. I know you guys keep hearing this, but I'm going to keep banging this drum until you guys understand alts are still a risk asset. And right now, until we see proven strength, we're going to keep getting our peppy smacked every time that we venture into that high risk zone. Right now, I'm focused on Bitcoin, and that has been the case since April. Bitcoin only. I noticed some of those alts have moved, but they still haven't returned back to their January highs. So, coffee break off the soapbox. Let's get into the crypto bubbles. Looking at the hourly here, seeing a lot of red on the hourly. Looking at the daily, also a lot of red. Let's take a look here where we're at. Bitcoin, refresh you, please. Refresh, thanks. Bitcoin currently sitting at $115,198, down 2.6% on the daily. Ethereum's down 4.5. You can see here, XRP is down 3.5. BNB is down 3.3. Tether still sitting at number 4. I'm going to be curious to see if Tether retakes this number 3 spot from XRP, because look at their market cap, 163 billion to 177 billion. Tether has a potential here of pushing back up into its number 3 spot, and that will give us a really good look at where the market is at. If Tether moves back up, it means that a lot of people are going into alts and not buying, or going into stable coins and not buying altcoins. So what else we have here? BNB is at $768, down 3.3%. Solana's down 5.7%. Any big movers? Hyperliquid, man, down 11.8%. Stellar Lumens down 4.5%. SWI is down 7.7% to $3, just under $350. Chainlink nowhere near $800. If you know, you know. Down 5.5%. HBAR down 7.7%. Avalanche down 4.1%. Wow, Athena USD stablecoin moved up to number 18. Athena stablecoin is in the top 20. That's insane. Rounding out the top 20, here's Leo token, and Litecoin has lost that spot, down 3.1%. Let's go take a look at this data, guys, and let's just talk about this. I got a bunch here. We're going to go down this entire list. I'm going to make some of it really quick, and some of it I will stick on. So this morning we got non-farm payrolls came in, guys, was at 147,000. Okay. We were at one, look, you can click that little revision symbol right there, and it says previously revised from 147,000. We were expecting it to be down 37,000 jobs to 110. They revised it to 14K, guys, and we came in at 73K. So yeah, we had a little bounce for July, but you took out, 147, we'll say 150 down to 20. That's like, geez, Louise, that's a lot of jobs. In between May and June combined, because this is only June, when you add May's revision in there, because they did that also today, it's 258,000 jobs they took out of the market. Unemployment went from 4.1 to 4.2. Average hourly earnings month over month slightly up, in line with the expectations. Okay, nothing to write home there about on that. Participation rate has dropped, meaning people are slowing down participating in the labor market. Maybe they're giving up on job hunting. Average weekly hours, guys, 34.3. So they're getting a little bit more hours. But, what happened to the 40-hour work week? We're not seeing that. Why? Because a lot of people are working multiple part-time jobs. And that sector is not looking that great either, according to this report. Government payrolls, this was revised down because this last month I said, look, they're floating the job market with government jobs. It was at 73,000 jobs last month. It got revised down to 11K. They expected it to be 5K, came in at negative 10,000. So 10,000 jobs lost for July on top of the revision of June, which was 73K down to 11K. Okay. Manufacturing payrolls was expected to be negative 3 to 1K. There's a revision here. It was revised down to negative 15,000, was negative 7,000. So that more than doubled on how bad it was. And manufacturing payrolls came in negative 11K. Manufacturing, that is a pillar of the economy, and we're losing jobs there in that sector. Let's look here. Non-farm payroll private, this is private sector, was expected to be up to 100,000, 105,000, had a revision down to 3K. What was it before? 74,000. That's 71,000 jobs cut out of existence on a false report from the previous month. Came in at 83K, under the expectation even for this month. U6 unemployment rate. So what is U6, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked that, OC. It includes discouraged workers and those working part-time for economic reasons, meaning they lost their full-time job, so they're working part-time. Guys, check it out. That section of U6 unemployment rose 0.2%. So this includes people that even like I give up, maybe one last time, and they got another job and then got cut from that job up 0.2%, even though regular unemployment was only up 0.1%. That one saw even more unemployment rise. What else do we have here? We just had this come out at the 8:45, the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. This is going to be the S&P Global U.S. Manufacturing PMI was revised slightly higher to 49.8 for July from a preliminary estimate of 49.5, but it remained the lowest reading since December and continues to signal deteriorating operating conditions for the U.S. goods producing sector. It's stagnation. Demand stagnated and tariff uncertainty continued to dominate the manufacturing landscape here, guys. So again, another economic weakening indicator, right? Let's look here at what came in at 9 o'clock today, though. That starts right here. We got ISM manufacturing. ISM manufacturing was at 49, expected to be 49.5, came in at 48. It's dropping down. ISM manufacturing employment expected to be 45.3, an increase. It came in at 43.4. Every single thing we got today is horrible data, really. It's either weak slowdown of the economy, slowdown of an economic pillar, stagnation or deterioration of growth, or loss of jobs, weakening of the labor market. There is a bright light to this. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a silver lining to this cloud. Would you like to know what it is? I'm going to tell you. It's this right here. Flashbang. There's the bright light at the end of the tunnel right there. See on your screen. Guys, we're now looking, let me refresh this and make sure this is right because we just got this other data came in. We're now looking at a 79% chance of a rate cut in September. That's the silver lining. Rate cut means cheaper to borrow money, means liquidity into the market, means quantitative easing. It means Bitcoin's prime environment to grow. That's what it means. So there's an article that we're going to go over here in a little while. Still to go over in a little while that I want to talk about, and it actually says it's in regards to the Bitcoin either going to a massive dump from here or jumping over into a 200% rally. So BC Port Corp, 80% chance of a rate cut, but inflation is still bad. Yes, you're okay. And I just get to reference that BC Port Corp. He's beat me to the punch. That's why I like BC Port Corp. We got some smart people in this show, man. Shout out to Lunar Beaches Crypto. I see you, bro. He said job numbers horrendous. Absolutely. So here, yep, Diamond Brain. That's it. So here's the thing. Rate cuts, sure, but we've got another problem, and that's the inflation. We're not seeing it go away now, and we could actually see another round of inflation come in. Why would that be, guys? It's going to be right here. Trump unleashes sweeping new tariffs in a blow to global trade. Let's go talk about this. Weak jobs report puts pressure on the White House to blunt tariff impacts. The White House is facing fresh pressure to blunt the potential negative impacts of tariffs on the economy after the latest job report. We just talked about that, but let's talk about this. Donald Trump signed an executive order that adjusted so-called reciprocal tariffs on a slew of countries with new levies ranging from 10% to 41%. Trump told NBC News in a phone interview that he was open to more compelling offers, but it was too late for some nations to avoid duties as of next week. When does this start? August 1st, guys. What day? What is today? Oh, look, it's August 1st. This is another reason that we're seeing this market sell off, and it's not looking good on that front. I do want to talk about this, though. Right now, if we look at liquidations, let's refresh this because OC is getting ready to break this down, and I'm going to rip out some charts here, too, and we're going to talk about where do we go from on these levels from here. OC, why do you look so washed out compared to me? Let me fix you, bro. Let me fix you. There you go. You look much better. You a little light skinned. You look more Spanish than Mexican. I just want to point that out. Let's talk about these liquidation level guys because we're down in this 114 range. We cleaned out a bunch. There's still more liquidation sitting below us right there. Right there. That's the liquidation level. I had to get my hand over there. So I had to stretch it all the way across the screen. I was hoping to see this 120 get cleaned out up here, but check out the liquidation zones right there. Let's refresh this. Let's put it on the monthly. I want to make sure I give you guys the freshest data. Only the freshest spaghetti here at the Piper Academy. Short max pain, 124.91 still. It's 5.81% move for us to get there. Look at the new long max pain level, that meaning the biggest amount of liquidations that can hit long traders right now. People in longs, their max pain 106,660 OC. That's only 6.33% away from our current price level. It's a $7,000 drop. And if we don't see a turnaround on the stock market, which it really doesn't look like we're getting that, we're getting a slight bounce. They're trying 1.93 now to the downside instead of in the twos. But the VIX is continuing up. So I really do think that we could see Bitcoin do a pullback here. My concern is my level that I'm watching right here, OC. And this is going to be our dynamic reactor and quantum reactor crossing over right here in this area at about 116,200 to 116,500. If we hit that and we get a rejection off of it, that is the OC classic retest there. Right there, bam, and down it could go, I should say, down to 106. Let's go down and look at that 106 level and see what's sitting down there. Oh, well, what do you know, OC? It's our freaking golden pocket. So I think it's very possible, man, that this is where we see Bitcoin head to, and there's a reason for it to go down there and test that level. Of course, we do have a value area low coming in right on the 50 at 110. That's your level that you're talking about, but we need to be aware of these other levels that are sitting below us. Let's take a look at the daily on Bitcoin and talk about that because we have lost our upper golden band. Guys, when you go into a new set of predictive ranges off of the Market Dynamics Pro, it tends to head to the delta. We didn't do that. We got stuck above the upper gold band, and this is our zone right here is the zone. Oh, nope. Let me try that again. This here is the zone that we typically trade in on predictive ranges, is in between these two gold bands with the delta in the middle. That level's coming in all the way at the bottom at 106 again. Okay. So you see this level keep coming in. That's also the daily dynamic reactor coming in there. And if we go ahead and pull, just to give you a little reason to understand and believe, let's pull this over here and take a look. We have volume nodes all through here. This level that we're at right now, do you see this? This level that we're at right now, we've only got, there's a fair value gap here, first of all, okay? Second of all, there's a volume gap also. And so we're going to see this level that comes down here to the point of control in the value area low down here, right? Point of control up high, sorry, value area low down here. So I think I think people need to be aware that what we're seeing right here in this zone with all this volume down here, this is where really what we go into a free fall through to get there. And that would put us down at least 108. So I don't think that the 106 is very far off. Taking a look at the daily oscillators, signal band starting to widen back out. Histogram is pushing down. Money flow is coming down. Volume is coming down. Oscillator ribbon's coming down. True 7's coming down. We called our peak on Chart Prime's daily oscillators all right here. This area right here, guys, with that big wick. Chart Prime said this was pretty much your top, and we started to get lower Heikin-Ashi candles the whole time that this was going sideways, and then it broke finally, and now we're heading down. We're only sitting at about 39 of 40 on the RSI right now. We can take this thing much lower, guys. This thing can go all the way down to like 11. So we are seeing a lot of weakness on the daily right now and a lot of room to the downside to move on Bitcoin. But what does it look like when we say, hey, where's our hope line, right? That's going to be off of these quarterlies. I want to take a look at the historical trends here for Bitcoin, and we're going to look at this monthly. I told you guys we were in line with July. 8.2 is our median, average is 7.6, and we came in nice and clean at 8.13. I said August is typically a red month. August in a post-halving final year of the 4-year cycle, typically green, 2021, 2017. But it doesn't mean that the whole month is green. We see a sell-off and then a run back up, right? And so are we seeing that first sell-off happening now with August, and then it sets us up for another boom going into September? Well, typically in September on those halving years, it's red. So, guys, I do think that we're going to see an August rally, but I think that it's going to close back down again, and it's going to go into a red September, and then October, November is our run up for price action. And there's actually an article over here I want to talk about. 200% surge or a 25% pullback for Bitcoin as Grok AI spots a familiar setup. The squeeze before the storm. The buzz started when author and podcast host Scott Melker asked technical analyst and inventor of Bollinger Bands, John Bollinger, how often Bitcoin's daily Bollinger Bands have been as tight as they currently are. However, another user prompted Grok's X's in-house AI tool for an answer to the same question. Responding on August 1st, the AI revealed that the bands had narrowed to a bandwidth of 0.018, the tightest read since February 2025. It also identified 5 similar instances of extreme tightness since 2011. These were January 2013, September 2016, January 2023, August 2023, and February 2025. Historical aftermath is striking, with the squeeze often coming before substantial bullish breakouts. According to the AI tool, some of the most dramatic examples included the following period, the period following September 2016, where the Bitcoin price jumped quadruple digits, moving nearly $20,000 within 15 months. Post January 2013 saw an even more eye-watering 8,560% climb, while Grok projected 50% to 200% upside for the next 3 to 12 months, with Bitcoin potentially ending August anywhere between 130 and 145. It cautioned that direction is not guaranteed. Exactly. The last time the Bollinger Bands were this tight, February 2025, Bitcoin was hit by a 25% pullback. So, OC, that's a pretty interesting pullback level. That's a typical Bitcoin pullback level. But if we take a look at from that top point to where we are now, what would that 25% put us at for a pullback? And do you think that the buying pressure, the bullish buying pressure now from institutions will make that a V-shape? Will you have time to even buy at that level? Or should we just be setting limit orders? Let's jump over to your chart. Let's talk about this data. And let's talk about this 106 level, because now that you've seen all the things that have confluence down there, how close is that to our 25% pullback?
Well, let's first take a look at where we've been aiming, because we're very, very, very close to that same pullback that you're talking about. Now that that we're looking at a 106, remember that we already have a set alert at 110. Talking about that, to answer your question on whether we're going to have some time to buy, if you're sitting down while this happened, maybe that could be an option. But I do believe, and I actually think that, well, at least my strategy, because this is not financial advice, I will be setting up open orders at that area, not only in the 110, but also remember that we have a ongoing analysis where we have also a couple of entries at 105, right? So that is very nice to say, 106, because our next entry after 115 or 112, 113-ish, it is 105. And that is because that's where we think the dynamic director might be coming in if we have a huge drop down. And well, then that's by average where all of my signals in here, right, start getting together. I know this is a little bit of a mess. So let me just bring this up really quickly, or try to mitigate this whole whole spaghetti that we have going on. And something important that I also want to bring to your attention, it is what we have been following along, right, which is this blue prediction. All right, so now that I have cleaned up just a little bit more my blue prediction, well then, right here we were saying, well, where are we located? Maybe this is the way where are we located, or, well, depending on where actually, or the result of what's happening right now, we could also be located right here. So right here, so you guys know, so what's coming, maybe fake out and then they drop back down based on previous cycles. So still, I think a dump should be critical. I think, remember those, the cycle, it is very similar, but it doesn't repeat exactly. History tend to rhyme but doesn't repeat. And I think that's the same thing that we could be looking at here. With that much of institutional money in market cap, I think that coming back down will just consolidate a stronger Bitcoin to the upside, as long as we can hold the dynamic reactor on the daily. Where dynamic reactor might be right now, where we're looking at between 105 and, well, then 1010, 1015. So depending on how many days from now we see that dump, that's where we're going to be seeing the retracement. Talking about now, about the percentage from that 20% that were we talking about, or did you mention the 20%?
Yeah, I pulled it.
Is,
If you pull it from the top wick, it comes down to about 93,000.
oh, I
So,
see.
yep,
90,
pulling it from the
yeah.
top wick. Yep, which would be a liquidity sweep of that whole volume area down there, right? Right. Yep, exactly. Bingo, bango. Shout out to Ti Joe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you might also see that I have another set of alerts, which these ones are trend lines, horizontal lines with alerts at 89 and 86. And that is because this is the top of this area. I believe that if we're going to have an extended cycle and we see a micro bearish trend in here, this is going to be the main target for us now to then do a little range. And finally, at the end, of like within 1 year from now, start hitting all-time highs. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Maybe we have, I mean, I would like to have that pullback, to be honest.
Yeah, I would too, especially with the Piper plan, because we would be hitting some juicy multipliers
Oh
on the dollar
yes.
cost averaging down there. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely set up one for myself. I'm going to set up one down there around 107 for my DCA, and whatever the multiplier is, I will adjust it as it gets down to that level. But if it happens to be overnight while I'm sleeping, I don't want to miss out on it. So right now, I'm going to definitely set up a 2x DCA, meaning 2 times my weekly DCA amount down there at that level. I did pick up some at 114.5. So I did a midweek. I did a little midweek pickup, a little extra pickup down there this week. I'm not afraid to buy when on Bitcoin. Definitely not touching alts, but I will buy Bitcoin anytime it dips because it's my long-term hodl. So let's go talk about something serious here, though, OC. I want to jump over here. And this was from Rob Digital Asset News. Probably getting demonetized for playing someone else's video, but unless Rob goes, "Oh, it's Army Piper," I'm not going to put a strike against him. But check this out. This is pretty interesting. What this video looked like, and pay attention. If you can't see it, I'll drop a link for this also in the Discord. So if you guys, or actually, let me see if I can actually do it from here. I'll do that. I'll put the link in the chat here. Let's go this way. Copy link. And then I'll put it right here in the chat for you guys so that you guys can go back and watch this whole video later. It's only 10 minutes long, but let's play this.
Hey everyone, in today's guide, I'll be teaching you how to use TradingView's smart AI indicators.
First of all, this is from a YouTube channel. 104,000 subscribers, okay? 4,500 views, just to know whatever. And of course, we're gonna be talking about ChatGPT and how it's integrated now with TradingView. Listen.
That have helped me to build a portfolio that has grown over 15 times since the beginning of this year. Yeah, so with that, let's get started. Now, about 5 months ago, after TradingView officially announced
Guys, do not listen. This is all a scam. Just so you know, this is all a scam.
They integrated smart AI into their charts, which is now available in developer mode. These AI-powered tools can accurately predict coin movements by analyzing multiple factors. And what they do is they help you see which coins large investors have been accumulating over the past few years to potentially drive them to the moon, and which ones might not be worth buying to avoid becoming exit liquidity. I'll teach you how to use the indicators that professionals rely on to find tokens or meme coins that may significantly boost your portfolio. So with that, let's dive into the guide. Alrighty, step one, you're going to need TradingView on your PC. If TradingView is already installed, you can go ahead and skip the step. Now you can find the desktop app by clicking on the More button in the top menu on the official website and selecting Desktop App. The installation process is really simple and takes no more than 2 minutes. Step two, after
Here's where the trick comes in. This is where they get you.
Enter developer mode. Now, in order to access the AI features, you will need to enter developer mode by using the command line on your computer. So the easiest way to open the command line is to press Win+R, type CMD, and press enter. You can also find command prompt through the start menu. Now, after we've opened the command line, copy the code from the official TradingView repository that I'll attach in the description of this video,
which is a Trojan virus.
Sounds pretty good so far, right? All you got to do is download the TradingView app, the little line of code. And what does it do? Well, it integrates with ChatGPT, and it's going to show you stuff like this. It's going to skip this 30 seconds part.
Chart AI has marked to which this token is expected to pump in the near future, along with the probability of reaching these targets. Look at that, 100% probability, indicating a rise to $7.
And he's talking about SWI. I'm sorry, I went too fast.
While the orange chart shows that there is a 33% probability of an increase to the $15 zone. Even though it shows a 100% probability here, it is still an AI tool that occasionally makes mistakes. However, this token is worth considering as a good medium-term investment. Or for example, let's take a look at how things are progressing with Solana, which is unlikely to show significant in this bull run.
So I can't turn it up, Alexander G. But I'm gonna get to the thing here, so you guys can see this whole thing. But here's where it gets interesting.
Page even give us those probabilities. Now, like the avatar individual said, there are some glitches to it, might not work out. And reason I bring it up, and I told you not to do anything, is because that's a scam.
So what happened here is this guy saw this video. It was on an official TradingView. It looked like it had TradingView videos. Guys, what they did was they recorded screen clips of TradingView actual videos and put them on. They robbed someone else of their channel that had 104,000 subscribers, turned it into a TradingView setup, put the clips of TradingView videos in the lineup on it, and then use that as the baseline, the platform to promote this AI integrated TradingView for trading, right? And so when you put in that Command R line, it was opening up your computer with the Trojan virus. The horse didn't went in. Here's what gets really interesting, though, is how they got that money off of the exchange. He got a message about this guy, GPT integrated software. But check this out, because he said, look, he was on MEXC, and he said, look, I got 2 FA and everything.
But in their region, it is. And they had 2-factor authentication, and they had white lists of all the different wallets that they could remove their crypto from. So you're saying to yourself, well, how'd they do that? How'd they steal all that?
Good question, Rob.
It was pretty genius. Look at this. So what they did, instead of removing his entire life savings from MEXC, what they did was they used these 3 tokens. I don't know what these are. SATX, CAW, and this thing called SWILend. And what they did was he had a specific crypto on his MEXC account. And they did a swap inside MEXC for USDT or Tether. They took that Tether and then they bought a bunch of these crap tokens, whatever this stuff is, SATX, CAW, and SEND. And they bought a ton of it to get the price up, And they were in control of one or all of these projects. And then the funds that flowed into them, they just kept those funds. And then what happened is when this gentleman or this person opened up their account, they just had a bunch of these worthless tokens and they were gone.
And then they took the money straight out of those projects and rugged them because they were nothing more than off ramps for people that had whitelisted addresses. Guys, this guy's lost everything that he's talking about. Rob got a message from one of his viewers, and they got everything. Their entire setup was in MEXC, and he even states, "I know that you talk about all the time, don't hold your crypto on exchanges, but I was trading heavily, and so I had a lot over there on MEXC, and then I thought I was safe with 2FA and whitelisting. As soon as you gave them access to your system, they were able to go in, use your credentials to get in, even though the whitelisting only goes to your addresses. They were able to swap over into those crap tokens, and then those crap tokens they controlled and they rugged on the back end of those. So yeah, guys, be careful, be very careful. There's no, as BC said, there is no AI integration. No AI integration. Yeah, they blew my 2FA on Kraken as well. Jay, man, I feel bad for you, bro. I really do. And I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry I didn't get this info to put out to the alumni before that happened to you. My heart goes out to you, man. But guys, be careful. You got to be very careful. One of Rob's things say, like his rules say here, guys, and I love his rules. 5 rules. It's 100% scams. It's all gone. 0% on exchanges, 0% leverage, take profits. He's got great rules. It's all gone. Think that up front, right? But when you see these things pop up like this, guys, never give any code that you're unsure of. Just don't touch it. Leave it alone. I don't even message back to people that message me on everything like, hey, blah, 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 this and that. Like, even if it doesn't look like a scam, I just won't message them back. If it's important, they'll find another way to get a hold of me, or they'll tell me exactly what they're reaching out to contact me for. And then I don't go looking for stuff at all. So, like AI integration. I know personally, BC said there is no such thing as AI on TradingView. It's a closed source coding, right? And I know this for a fact. Why? Because when you look at the developers from Chart Prime, they looked at AI integration, and they have algorithmic, which, yes, it does calculate data and then produces an effect based on this calculation, right? But at the end of the day, AI integration from an outside code source is not possible at this point. So shout out to BC Port Corp, $5 super chat from him. He said, anytime anyone asks you to open command prompt, it's 1000% a scam. Command prompt changes codes and programs and allows unfettered access to all files. Facts. Appreciate you, BC. Appreciate that $5. You didn't need to do that, though, man. You could have just messaged me on my phone. I would have seen it. I would have had you. I got you, man. I would have put that out there. Daniel Barnes said, I keep thinking I want a real job again, but then I think I keep current on stuff like this, and that's enough to keep me occupied. Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome, man. Appreciate you guys. OC, your thoughts on this the scam, because it's pretty in depth. I mean, they took over another channel to have the viewer, the subscriber numbers. They took over this other channel and put videos on there and make it all look legit, and didn't even need to send it to an address. All they had to do was go in and swap to something that they controlled and just rip off with it. Does that scream warning about some of these exchanges and what they actually list on their exchange? First of all, do they need to be more selective? And is this just the start, just the surface of the scams and what can come down the road? Because according to everyone saying that entire video with that avatar was an AI generated video. So what are your thoughts on this?
I did come to my mind, like, I remember when president of, what was it, Milei, Argentina, was promoting some coin, and that coin get rug pulled, and we were saying, well, who's liable here, right? Who is it liable? Is the president promoting it? I mean, or like I gave the example, like, what if Katy Perry was promoting, I don't know, fake coin, right? would she be liable? Like hack to a girl, right? So things to that comes to my mind. But talking about institutions, that there are like banks at this point, just like Mexi, I think they should be liable and they should be giving its money back to this guy. And that's because they have on their source, they have allowed these kind of coins to be listed on their site. And I think more responsible things like this could be happening because they should be asking for the code to review it of these scam coins and not allowed to have some backdoors, at least not at first glance, have a backdoor or control team behind it. So I think this should be addressed, right? Another thing that I want to share with you guys is when I got hit. Yes, I got hacked once, and I want to show you because that you just described is a big operation because you need. Well, I don't have much on my screen, but well, yeah. Let's push it on my screen really quickly. Sorry. So the thing is that you click on something, whatever, all right, and then something installs in here. All right, so very quickly, you get all of your cookies stolen. Please just go into your browser, click to see your extensions, and then click to manage your extensions. Right here is where you're gonna be seeing most of your extensions, and then please go through them and see if there's anything not showing and you do not recognize. Please take it away, close it down, or just get rid of it entirely. Because what they do is that they install an extension, an invisible extension, and then what they do, they stole your cookies. Important, for example, Discord. It doesn't matter if you have 2FA or anything like that. If you have used your browser to log into your Discord, they have that cookie. They apply that cookie. They just copy and paste it from your zone or from your browser to their browser, and then they have direct access to your Discord, your Facebook, and a couple of things else. I also believe that some brokers out there have not yet updated this. And it doesn't matter if you have 2FA or anything like that. That auto login, that auto identify, what is it? Service or identify device, it is stored in the cookie. So basically, when they have that cookie, they log in and they tell us, "Hey, I'm already identified, so don't ask me anything." And they let them jump into that, and they can do that kind of stuff. So not actually need to install anything on your on command line or anything like that. I mean, they just did it that way because they had access to the other YouTube thing. That's how they did it to me. They were able to install a browser cookie, and they got my browser cookies through extensions. So that's what happened to me. A quick advice: it is never, ever, ever store your passwords on your browser, because if you do, well, then that's how they get it. And also, if you're using Brave browser, set it so it removes or cleans up weekly your cookies. Yes, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to start logging in every single time, but you're keeping yourself cleaner and
Emotional damage.
Yes. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's what happened to me. Don't let it happen to you guys.
Yeah, good tips there, guys. We're in a very dangerous time with AI, very dangerous time with hacker capabilities, and a very dangerous time for money. Crypto's growing, and so when they see that we're in crypto, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things that I use hidden emails addresses through my Apple computers. So. Why is my camera all blurry? It's hey, you're too close to me, bro. Back off. But yeah, so I do that, so it hides the email, and that email only goes to an address that I have under my iCloud. So much safer than some of the other ways. There's some other things out there that use that. I use the Authenticator app for everything. Lunar Beach is smart dude. I use that also. Yeah, Lunar Beaches, OnlyFans. Appreciate you, bro. So we were talking about the job numbers. Kobisi Letter just dropped a post that I want to talk about here real fast before we go, OC. And then we'll take a look at a couple of alts and see what the levels are on those altcoins that you're watching. But he's continuing to aggregate some of this data coming in off of job numbers, guys. You guys remember 2020? What happened in 2020 with jobs? Yep. Reference here. U.S. job cut announcements jumped 140% plus year over year in July to 62,075, well above the 4-year average. This is more than double the average July job cut numbers of 23,584 between 2021 and 2024. Year to date, U.S. based employers have announced 806,383 job cuts, the highest total for any January through July period since 2020. Holy crap. The government sector led the increase. This is also the second highest figure since 2008 and is already 6% of the 2024 total. The government sector led the increase with 292,294 job cuts year to date. Technology and retail sectors have followed with 89,000 and 80,000. Respectively, the labor market is weakening. So, guys, it looks like September is leaning a little bit higher on the odds of a rate cut. But will it be enough? It was Jerome Powell too late, and will it be the liquidity pump that we see into Bitcoin for the end of this cycle? It's going to be the thing to watch. So all eyes on job numbers, guys. OC, what do you got for us on the altcoin front? Let's talk about a couple of alts there, and let's get that out to the people. Let's get some levels, and maybe we can do a Hail Mary long on some of these alts. What do you got for us, bro?
Thank you very much for that.
I pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this round.
Oh, yeah, rookie numbers. So let's get started first with Ethereum because hashtag F Ethereum, but it's been behaving very, very well, to be honest. Look at that. It has the same structure that Bitcoin should. I think Ethereum might be one of those that we could start looking as we get closer to that flip of the ribbon, which, by the way, we're almost there. I mean, if we can maybe get a 1 week down to the dynamic reactor, I think that'll be fantastic. In fact, we had at 7:53 my time, that was a 1 hour ago, a crossing over the 3,557. That was my first alert to start looking for a bounce. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this, maybe on the lower time frames, to start looking for that breakout of this channel. So all important, if you want to zoom in, so let's zoom in here to bring chunky candles in the room. Well, we're visiting, or we're trying to get some breakouts, retests, and continuation to the upside. Something to stay kind of like a wait for now are going to be things like Bunk. Of course, I mean, we know this was coming, right? Something important, it is that what is it, not yesterday, because yesterday there was no show. That was Tuesday. I was going for a little bit of a trading here. It went up in this single candle. This is the 4 hour. We were trading it on the 30 minutes, so just so you know. And then, well, as it went down, it came back down, well, took us out. That was a half of an entry, just letting you know, guys, that what happened here. Then let's go over other ones. For example, ADA played out just like we were expecting, going back to the downside. Link, again, breaking to the downside as we were expecting this, right? And now it's time to start looking for those areas of entry. For example, Link, you see that I have a bunch of red boxes in here, and that is just where my confidence is gathering at, right? So far, we're breaking, for example, right here, we're breaking, oh, come on, where is it? Should be this one. We're breaking through the quantum reactor. We're almost there with a flip of the ribbon. We have a oversold, and we have, you can barely see it, but there is behind the order block, there is a little triangle, green triangle. So that could be a possible entry to go back up to our dynamic reactor, and then a continuation. So areas to entry for Hail Mary targets, I would say, like, let's go in at an alert right here at 1560. That's going to be one. Let's go to ADA. ADA is also looking like this. For example, we're going to be looking at these zones, and we're going to be bringing up one of my favorite indicators, which is the, what is it? It is not in here. Come on. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. There we go. Here it is. And here is one of those that absolutely one of the right here at 0.62 for the Hail Mary one. But also I want to go for this area right here. Let's bring up my indicators to see if I have something of interest right there. Although we're bouncing, we're already out of that play. But we can go and wait for a coming back down. So let's go for that short at 0.76. And also, let's see, there we go. I think this is going to be another Hail Mary target at 0.64. I'm going to be moving my alert a little bit higher so I know and I have enough time to maybe go ahead and take a trade as we come back down. Sui, same here. We're losing the base, but look at that. We are right there on that entry. Let's maybe give it a second to start coming back up in here. Our entry was supposed to be here. I was not aware. I did not look at this. Of course, I should be looking at this more often, but look at that. Right to the spot, bouncing back up. What I'm going to be doing is once again aiming to the highest peaking here in case we are not able to make it all the way up and then we come back down. And my next Hail Mary target to 90. Basically, I'm just using my bar magnifier order block to give me my impossible targets, which actually they get hit when everything goes the other way around. So other than that, let me pass it over to you, Piper, because I see that we're running out of time. And let me know if you want me to take on any other specifics.
No, I think we pretty much have driven it home today, guys. Just be careful in the markets. I will point out, BC said, take a look at the Dixie. Dixie getting a massive sell-off today on the U.S. dollar. Matter of fact, let's put this versus the euro. U.S. dollar versus the euro. Where are you at? Let me check this out because this is going to really give us, well, hey, what's going on? Yeah, look at that. The euro again gaining in value versus the U.S. dollar right now. So. U.S. dollar taking a hit on all of this info. And right now, I want to say let me check my other screen over here. Let's check out the bonds. Yeah, 10-year yield bond down 0.1%, down to 4.249. But this tends to be the bottom level that we see on the U.S. 10-year. So I know Trump wants that to go lower. Why? Because he needs to refinance a lot of debt. So our debt is maturing this year. So guys, we appreciate y'all being here. If you got any value out of today's show, please smash up that like button. And if you got any friends out there that are in crypto or even just in financial institutions anywhere, buying, selling, trading, please guys make sure that you share this out to them. It helps us immensely and it could help your friends too. So friends and family, that's what we do. We're trying to help people here, guys. So we appreciate everyone being here. Don't forget, it is the weekend, so volume is going to be low. We'll see how things go this weekend. Oh, yeah, Alexander G dropping one of our sponsors there, Optery, guys. Protect your privacy. Optery removes your personal info from data broker sites automatically. Check out that link. It's free, okay? You can go in and they will show you 645 plus sites what data of yours is out there. And if you decide that you want to get it scrubbed and get it removed, you can check out their services. But go ahead and check out that link. It'll help you in the long run. Optery. There you go. Guys, let's go ahead and head out of here. OC, you got a class to go to over at Chart Prime, and we're going to call it here. You want to be live today? I know you were upside down. You're turning me yesterday, so your camera is all messed up. You're going to be live today with OC Trades Live?
Absolutely. As you can see right now, I'm not upside down. I'm not messed up. I don't have my legs the other way around. So, yeah, I think I'll be good to go today for the show. But that was very crappy, man. I just turned it on. It prompted to update. I updated it, and then everything just broke. So it took me hours to rebuild the stuff. But finally, I'm back.
Awesome. Make sure you guys go check out Lunar Beach's Crypto's channel also. He is going solo for his family life. Life happens. And so he's going to be going back to Lunar Beach's Crypto for his shows on a little bit of more flexible time schedule. So go check out his channel, Lunar Beaches. Catch BC Port Corp right back here, Good Morning Crypto, on Monday morning. And we'll be back at 10 a.m. dropping the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until next time, guys, trade safe. Use some risk management. Peace, love, and profits. We're out.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual signals on time. Alumni strong, we build from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next one.
What the fuck they're doing?
Morning market report out.
Boom shakalaka.
at the next one. Morning market report. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?